Question 7 is about the listed building restoration. So given the importance of preserving the listed building at the heart of the site, how will the developer ensure that the restoration of this heritage asset is carried out to the highest standards and that it remains a valued community resource for generations to come? And will any assurances be given that it will actually be completed and not left unrestored once the new flats are built?
Yes, so the listed building is, I mean, it's front and center of this site. There's no question that this couldn't be delivered, and there's also no question that it won't be delivered to a standard that's at the highest possible. And I say that for a couple of reasons. One, because as a company we have experience of delivering such projects. We're currently working on a former school for the former Friends School in Saffron Walden, which is locally listed, but it's an extensive refurbishment, and we use specialist consultants. We're using Hutton and Rostron there, and they are expert in assisting with this type of development, and we've got a track record of delivering. The units are be converted for sale, so they form part of the whole site viability. They clearly are a significant cost, but to sell those units, we need to sell them with structural warranties. Those warranties come from warranty providers such as the NHBC, Premier Guarantee, ICW, and it's simply not possible to do those conversions and get those warranties without the works being to that standard. So that's from a developer's perspective in terms of producing a product that people are going to buy, that have the surety that they're going to be structurally sound. From a heritage perspective, obviously, should we be successful, any consent for these listed buildings would be heavily conditioned. To be totally honest with you, there are elements of the refurbishment that we won't understand how to achieve until we have done invasive works. We don't know what is hidden behind some walls. But what we have said, and we've introduced in our design, new build buttress walls on the barn, for instance, that we know elements are going to be required to assist in structural support. We know that more work and more investigation is required. But a consent needs to be in place to be able to go to that next level of detail, and frankly, cost is a significant cost. One take the investigation works even prior to delivering the works and the refurbishment. So we are very confident that we can do that. We have a track record to show that we can do it, and it will definitely be done to the high standards, and it will be conditioned as such.
Okay, thank you. Could you talk a little bit about the headline that people see on the planning website is the partial destruction of a listed building, and I think a lot of people are concerned that some of the nice bit or the old bit is going to get knocked down. So do you have some maybe pictures or something you could show that say this is like the 60s bit that we're going to get rid of, and this is the old 100 years old bit that we're going to keep? Do you have something that we can show people that you're not knocking down the old bit?
Yeah, well, without keeping you here all night, there's an extract, a really useful extract within the Heritage and Townscape report that has a plan view of the farmhouse and the barn, and it shows you which elements are listed and which elements were later piecemeal development added on. It's very clear to heritage consultants and the listed consent itself what is being retained, what needs to be retained. The next step is working through the detail of how to retain that effectively, and that's where the conditions come in. There will be procedures to follow for these assets that we intend to follow. So it's very clear from that Heritage and Townscape. And when I send these responses, I will insert the extract so that you can see that. It's really useful.
Okay, yeah, I think a lot of people will be reassured if they could see that the good bit is being kept.
Absolutely.